Welcome to my video. I'm Vinudhi Wahalathanthri and I'm here with my fourth question set from the DBMS question series. So this video explains how to create a database using the MySQL Workbench and create tables using customized databases and how to create a relationship between tables in a database and how to represent one of the tables in an opportunistic database with a many-to-many relationship. So let's see what are the questions we have to answer regarding this question set. You have given the institute to develop the school system of Kagalu Mahavidyalaya. Your part in this software is to create a database. With this software, you can easily manage all student information, all teacher information, class schedules, and etc. So over here, what we have to do is we have to create the database of the Kagalu Mahavidyalaya to store all the student information and the teacher's information as well as the class schedules. So let's see what are the instructions given to create this database. So our first instruction given is use Kagalu Vidyalaya DB as the name of the database, and they have separately given us draw a ER diagram to create it. So in our previous video also we talked about how to create an ER diagram. So in this video we'll be creating the database using an ER diagram. So our database will be Kagalu Vidyalaya DB. So now let's begin to create this database. So I'll be using MySQL Workbench to create it. So now I have arrived to my MySQL Workbench. So now using this File tab, we have an option called New Model. So using this option, we'll create a new model. So now you all can see that I have arrived to my model overview window. So now using this, I can, in this physical schema, I can double click on this MySQL schema and edit it. So I'll give our database name as Kagalu Vidyalaya DB. Vidyalaya DB. So this will be our database name. So now I will rename the references. Okay, so now it has been renamed. So now let's begin to create our ER diagram. So to create it, we have to double click on this add diagram option. Okay, so this is our ER diagram designing area. So now let's see what our next instruction is. Create a table to store student information and their guardian information. Follow the instructions below when creating this table. So now they have told us to create this student table as well as the guardian table with this specific column names according to the data type and the length. So now let's create this student and guardian table. So in our student table, we have to create the index number, the first name, last name, gender, contact name, and address. In our guardian table, we have to create the guardian ID, the first name, last name, gender, as well as the contact number. So in our student table, our primary key will be the index number. Why? To find the student uniquely, the index number will be very helpful. So one student will only have a one index number. So therefore, the index number will be used to find the student uniquely. So therefore, the index number will become our primary key. So likewise, the guardian ID will be used to find a guardian uniquely. So therefore, the guardian ID will become our primary key in our guardian table. Okay, so now let's begin to create these tables according to these column names. So I'll go to my designing area and let's click on this place a new table and we'll click on our screen. So now our table has been created. So once I double click on it, we can edit it. So now I'll give the table name as student. So I'll give our table name as student and I'll give the column names. Our first column name is the index number. and I'll give our data type as water. So now I'll give our data type as water, and I'll set the length as 10. So now it's our primary key and not null. So in this method, let's create our other columns as well. So y'all can see that in the same method, I have created our columns. So let's see how it's viewed. Okay, so now our student table is complete. So likewise, let's create our guardian table as well. So likewise, I have created our guardian table columns and now it's viewed likewise. So now our tables are complete. Let's see what our next instruction is. Name the relationship between the two tables, student and guardian, that you set up above. Make it in the ER diagram you created. So over here, they have asked us to create the relationship in the ER diagram itself. So let's see what kind of relationship we can give for these two tables. So over here, we are going to create So over here, we are going to check what is the relationship. So according to these, we'll be using a one-to-many relationship. Why? A student can have many guardians. Sorry, a student can have one guardian and a guardian can have many students. So therefore, we can add a one-to-many. So we can make the student the many and the guardian to one. So likewise, we can create our one-to-many relationship. So let's see what our next instruction is. A teacher teaches several subjects and one subject teaches several teachers. Create a teacher and subject table using the appropriate relationship. Follow the instructions below to create this table. Create an ER diagram. So now let's begin to create these two tables likewise. So we'll go to our ER diagram. So in the same method, let's create our two tables. So likewise, I have created our teacher table as well as the subject table. So let's see how we can add this relationship. So in the question over here, they have told us a teacher teaches several subjects and one subject teaches several teachers. So therefore, according to this, we can add a many-to-many relationship. So now let's see how we can create this many-to-many. So why are we adding this many-to-many? A teacher can teach many subjects and a subject can be taught by many teachers. So therefore, let's add this many-to-many. So now y'all can see that. So this should come in the other way. So teacher to subject. So likewise, when we create a many-to-many, y'all can see that a separate table has been created. The teacher has subject. So because of this, we can record the teacher and the subject together. So now our ER diagram is complete. So this is how it should look like. So now let's forward engineer this and see how it's viewed in our MySQL. So I'll forward engineer and I'll next. We don't need to set any options because they have been set at default, executed, and now, okay, success. It has been forward engineered. So now I'll close this and let's go to our MySQL, disconnect it, and let's type our password. And now let's open it and see whether our database has been created. Okay, so now our database has been created successfully. So let's begin by the guardian. Okay, so let's begin by the guardian and see whether our data has been added. Okay, so likewise, the guardian, the student, the subject, the teacher, and the teacher has subject has been created likewise. So this is all for this question set. So I hope you all understood what I explained. So I'll be back with another question set. So until that, stay tuned. Have a nice day. Thank you and bye.